Hey everybody. My name is Bethany and I am the Creative Pixie. Today is a no face, no case kind of video. We are going to go and get straight into our second entry of the Royal Zodiac with Aquarius. If you know an Aquarius, you know that they can be very independent, intellectual, and creative, even a tad unconventional. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. Aquarius are very much intellectual people, like I mentioned before. They love to learn about different things that other people might find not always the most notable of topics. Like, they like to find eccentric type things to learn. So my goal for this version of Aquarius was to kind of have her doing her own thing away from the grand scheme of things. The whole thing, I kind of want them all to be at a ball, but all doing their own thing at the ball that they're all attending. So when it comes to Aquarius, she is kind of sitting outside in a garden. I'll insert my inspo pic here. But basically, she's doing her own thing outside, reading a book. Aquarius tend to be very technology driven and creative. They're very progressive thinkers. So I wanted her reading a book. I didn't actually put a name on the book because everybody's an individual. Everybody has their own quirks and things that they really like to get into. And especially Aquarius. They have different hobbies. I have one of my best friends. She's an Aquarius. She recently learned how to do nails on her own. I was into the creativity of their nature, and that's one of her biggest things. She also loves to make creative cocktails. That's something that we share. We both love to have fun mixing drinks together. So that is a big deal when it comes to Aquarius. So that's the kind of things they like to put their energy towards. They also are very humanitarian. They love humans. They love the idea of the world finally kind of getting their crap together, but at the same time they don't want to deal with the individuals that don't want to get their crap together, and that's why they can kind of seem very distant a lot of the time. At this point, I am well into working on my cleanup sketch. I am adding in the details that I want. I am basically mapping out where I wanted her hair to be. I am going to do dreadlocks for her hairstyle. I figured that was the best kind of look for her. Something about dreadlocks to me gives me knowledge. It gives me, how do I put it? It just gives me wisdom. It gives me ancient wisdom. That's the vibe that I really wanted to kind of go with her. It also gives me very unbothered. How many women do you know that have dreadlocks that are worried about anybody else? Not many at all. Then when it comes to her dress, I wanted to give it movement. Aquarius is already known as the water bearer, but it is not a water sign. She's actually an air sign. Air signs have a flow about them that you might think they go with the wind. They kind of go with the flow. However, they are very much, you can't force an air sign to do anything that they don't want to do, because you can't force the wind. You know what I mean? You can't make them do something that they don't want to do, and especially you can't think that it's going to come out right if you think you have. Come out right isn't the right phrase. You can't expect it to come out the way you think it's going to come out if you try to force any air sign to do what you want them to do. It's just not going to happen. Going back into her dress, the movement I wanted it to look as if it could be water inspired or it could be air inspired, because of that confusion that tends to be around Aquarius. In tarot, Aquarius's sign, or the card that basically represents Aquarius, is the Star card, and that is the most fitting thing ever for them. Because the Star card represents hope, it represents faith, it represents positive energy and renewal. It gives you that sense of optimism in the future. And that's what Aquariuses are all about. They are very progressive thinkers. They want to raise the vibration of the world around them in whatever grand scheme of whatever grand plan they have in their own mind. When it comes to the Star card, it is represented with a woman who is basically pouring water from a river or from a body of water onto the ground, and that gives you that renewal. And the Star, of course, is prominently above her, illuminating that scene. That's what Aquariuses, in a nutshell, strive to do in the world around them. So let's talk about some Aquarius in anime. I looked it up, and the ones I know fit the bill, and it's hilarious. Like Haruhi from Orange High School Host Club, that is Aquarius coded, stamped, sealed, approved, shipped, all of the above. The way she does care for the boys while also side-eyeing the living crap out of all of their like shenanigans, that is Aquarius right there. Like, she wants them all to be better. She wants the best for them, but at the same time, the moment they own some other crap, she is like, y'all are doing entirely too much for me. I am not for this. And especially like the relationship between her and her dad. Her dad probably is a Gemini. If I look that up and he's a Gemini, I'm going to die in stitches. But the way she cares for the boys, the way her relationship is with her dad, how loving and like physical love, like his physical language, his physical love towards her. And she's like, why are you doing so much? I get it, Dad. I love you. You love me. But do you have to be this extra? That is Aquarius coded right there. All of the above. Minato from Naruto is also an Aquarius, which I can definitely see. It's so funny that all of these like Aquarius characters have some like really rambunctious counterpart, because his wife, can't tell me she's not Aries coded. But Minato, he's so calm and he's so caring and he's so loving and he wants to bring the village forward, of course, in his role as Hokage. So that makes sense for him to be the way he is. And he is peak. You can't tell me that him coming up with the whole Yellow Flash thing, or that's his nickname, but you know, the dag on it, the Flash jutsu he had with Kunai, I can't remember the name of it right now. But the fact that he came up with that, that's innovative. That's Aquarius right there. Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and Full Metal Alchemist in general. He is also an Aquarius, and I can see it in his progressive way of thinking and like the way he uses alchemy and everything, even though like the way he uses alchemy is also just because of trauma. It's his own special way of using it, but it's also like plot related. But the fact that he does use his, not weakness, but he does take that and turn it around and found a whole new way, or like versatile ways, that's the word I'm looking for. He found versatile ways to use his alchemy and was a beast with it. Like, you can't tell me that he wasn't always for the smoke. And he also wanted to see the good in people. Like, he hated it when anything like completely like horrible towards humanity was happening. Like, especially the dad who turned his daughter into a freaking dog beast combo, whatever the frick. Like, that's Aquarius right there. Like, we all hate that, but just his reaction to it and his love for the little girl and everything. Like, she was like pure, and she was as human can be. That's what they want to see in the world. So to have that taken away from him, sadness. And that man deserves every bit of hell that was raised his way. Another Aquarius in anime is Lloyd from Code Geass, and that is so freaking funny. I absolutely love Lloyd. I love Aquariuses, so finding out these characters are Aquarius makes me love them even more. But Lloyd being Aquarius is so so perfect. Of course, again, we see that technology driven, that always want to progress and push things forward. And even though he seemed like he was on one side, he really wasn't. He was on the side of humanity. He hated the whole 11s thing, but at the same time, it was just kind of what the world was doing. But again, you can't really tell an Aquarius what to do and think it's going to come out the way you expect it. They're going to come out on top regardless. And that's what Lloyd was always doing. Even though he worked for Britannia, he was doing everything in his power to push Suzaku. I had to remember what his name was. He was doing everything in his power to push him higher and higher in his own quirky way. Another Aquarius, while I only watched like the first, not even the whole first season, I think it was the first season, but Asui Froppy from My Hero, she is also an Aquarius, and I love her. She is so goddamn cute, and the way she handles things while completely being unbothered, but also being like very practical, is very Aquarius coded. Like I said, I can't gush about her like I have the others because I haven't watched the whole series, but from what I know about her, she's adorable, she's progressive, she's unbothered, probably the most unbothered out of Lloyd, out of everybody that I've mentioned. But yeah, so those are some Aquarius in anime. Some other Aquarius in anime from ones that I haven't watched or haven't watched like anywhere near like even the first season. Like I probably watched an episode or two. Mikasa Ackerman from Attack on Titan. No, I haven't watched Attack on Titan. Sue me. Ren from Free. I know he's from Free. I can't pronounce his last name. I'm just not gonna do it and butcher it right now. Let's see who else. We have Nico Robin from One Piece. We also have Vivi from One Piece. They are both Aquarius. Sailor Uranus. Of course, I watched Sailor Moon, but I haven't watched any of the remastered ones. And last time I watched it, I was like 6, maybe like 6, 7. I can't speak on her personality wise, so I don't know. Lucy Harfilia from Fairy Tail. I have watched Fairy Tail, but it's been a while, so again, I can't really speak on whether it fits or not. From what I know, it kind of fits, but and that's all the ones. Oh no, another really good one, and it's again really funny. Tobirama Senju from Naruto again. He is so, I could definitely see the Aquarius in him. He is beyond unbothered. He has one goal and one goal only, and that is to be rid of the Uchiha. And that is his way of basically moving forward. That is his progression in his world. In his perfect world, the Uchihas don't exist. And that's what he was striving towards. At this point, we are well into our coloring phase, and I have already laid all the flats. I've already laid most of the shadows, and at this point, I am shading. I love my blend tool, or my smudge tool, in Procreate Smudge, but I use that so religiously, it's wild. That is how I achieve the shadows and that kind of not 3D effect, but that rounded effect that does kind of ish look 3D. But that's how I achieve that when I do color my skin. I use it for the shadows, I use it for the highlights, just a little bit on the edges to soften them up. And then I also chose the colors this time. For Aquarius, the colors are bright blues, purples, greens, neon colors. White, silver was also a part of the list. So her hair is silver. I wanted her dress to be predominantly blue, but it has those undertones of purple and other shades. I kind of wanted it to look like, those are the words I was looking for. I wanted it to look like it had layers of not chiffon, organza, I think that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. I wanted it to look like it had layers of like soft translucent fabric of different colors, kind of all bunched together in that ruching and those folds and those layers. And that's how I created that folding look with those lines and everything. And then to get the colors, I actually modified a nebula brush, the nebula brush that comes with Procreate. I modified that a little bit just to make it not so harsh. I also added the glitter because I am a fairy and attracted to shiny things. I, of course, added some sparkles to her dress. I added it to the top, like that peak up at the top. And then I also added it to the bottom of the dress. So I wanted it to look like the very top of the dress and the peak or the skirt of the dress. I wanted those to look like it was made of the same fabric, or basically like had the same effect, like it was like sequined or something like that. So that's why those two match, but the rest of the dress is very delicate. It has all the movement that I'm looking for. That is where I was going with that piece there. And then even her necklace is purple. It's a very bright purple. I didn't want it completely neon, but I did want it bright, so it's very saturated. And then the star pendant of hers, it is actually my take on labradorite. I laid some darker grays and some blues and a little bit of greens in there and tried to like give it like some gold outline in a sense to kind of replicate that labradorite. That is a good crystal for Aquarius. Other crystals that are really good for Aquarius include amethyst, turquoise, aquamarine, jade, garnet, sapphire, I believe, is also another really good crystal. Onyx is a good crystal for Aquarius. Blue obsidian, oh my god, blue obsidian is so gorgeous. It is also another really good crystal for Aquarius, as well as rose quartz. It keeps them, in their heart chakra, because they can be a little distant, because they can be kind of iffy when it comes to their romantic life and opening up when it comes to their feelings. That rose quartz really helps with that. For her eyes, I went with a gunmetal grayish kind of color just to keep all those cool tones together. Typically, I like to add a pop of a warm tone if I'm doing all cool, but this time I decided to just keep it mostly cool tones. That really saturated purple on her necklace did that well enough. So I went ahead and also made the background a very desaturated green. That way it contrasts with her really bright blue dress. After coloring my line work to soften up the entire piece, I give you Princess Aquarius of the Uranus Kingdom. Thank you all for taking the time out of your day to hang out with me and watch me work. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the characters that I spoke about today. Until the next one, love ya. Bye.